Today's story is the legend of the Odyssey. Long before history was written, before kings were measured by borders and empires by maps, stories were the way humanity remembered itself. And among the greatest stories ever told is the Odyssey, an epic poem attributed to Homer, composed around the 8th century BCE and passed down orally for generations before being written. At its core, the Odyssey is not merely a tale of monsters and magic. It is a story about endurance, identity, cleverness, and the desperate human desire to return home. This is the story of Odysseus, king of Ithaca, war hero, trickster, survivor, whose journey after the Trojan War would last 10 brutal years, testing the limits of mortal strength against the will of the gods themselves. When the Trojan War ended, Odysseus should have returned home a hero. It was his idea, the Trojan horse, that brought Troy to ruin after 10 long years of bloodshed. But victory came at a terrible cost. Odysseus had earned the hatred of Poseidon, god of the sea. Why? Because Odysseus blinded Poseidon's son, the Cyclops Polyphemus, an act of survival that would curse him for a decade. From that moment forward, the sea itself became his enemy. Odysseus's journey begins with a warning: victory does not end danger. After leaving Troy, his fleet attacked the city of the Cicons. Instead of leaving quickly, his men looted and celebrated. The Cicons regrouped and counterattacked, killing many Greeks. This moment sets the pattern for the entire epic. Odysseus survives through intelligence, but his men perish through excess. Next, the fleet encountered the Lotus-Eaters, a peaceful people whose food erased all desire for home. Those who ate the lotus lost their memories and their will to return. Odysseus was forced to drag his own men back to the ships, binding them so they could not escape. Here, Homer introduces a powerful theme. Home is not just a place, it is something that must be remembered and chosen. The most famous episode of the Odyssey is also one of its most terrifying. Odysseus and his men entered the cave of Polyphemus, a one-eyed giant who lived by no laws but his own. When Polyphemus returned, he sealed the cave and began eating the men alive. Brute strength was useless. Odysseus used wit. He told the Cyclops his name was nobody. After intoxicating Polyphemus with wine, Odysseus drove a burning stake into his eye. When the Cyclops screamed for help, he cried that nobody is killing me. No one came. The men escaped by clinging to the bellies of sheep. But Odysseus made a fatal mistake. As he sailed away, he boasted, revealing his true name. Polyphemus prayed to Poseidon. The curse was sealed. Odysseus next received help from Aeolus, keeper of the winds, who gave him a bag containing every storm wind except the one that would carry him home. For 9 days, Ithaca was within sight. Then Odysseus slept. His men, believing the bag held treasure, opened it. The winds exploded outward, driving them back across the sea. The gods had given Odysseus a chance. Human weakness destroyed it. The fleet then entered the harbor of the Laestrygonians, giant cannibals who destroyed nearly every ship with massive stones and devoured the crews. Only Odysseus' ship escaped. From this moment on, the epic narrows. The journey becomes more intimate, more desperate, more personal. On the island of Aea, the sorceress Circe turned Odysseus' men into swine. With the help of Hermes, Odysseus resisted her magic and forced her to restore them. Circe did not remain an enemy. She became a lover and a guide. It was Circe who told Odysseus the truth. To reach home, he must first journey to the underworld. Odysseus descended into Hades, where he spoke with the dead. He met fallen warriors. He spoke with his mother, who had died of grief. He learned of the dangers ahead. Most haunting of all, the prophet Tiresias warned him he would reach home alone, broken and unrecognized. This moment grounds the epic immortality. Even heroes cannot escape death. The journey continued through pure terror. The sirens, whose song lured sailors to death, were defeated only because Odysseus had himself bound to the mast. Scylla, a 6-headed monster, devoured 6 men in seconds. Charybdis, a living whirlpool, threatened to swallow the ship whole. Here, Odysseus learned the hardest lesson of leadership. Sometimes, survival means choosing who must die. Despite clear warnings, Odysseus' starving men slaughtered the sacred cattle of Helios, the sun god. This was unforgivable. Zeus destroyed the ship with a storm. Every man died. Only Odysseus survived. Odysseus washed ashore on the island of Calypso, who offered him immortality and eternal youth if he would stay. He refused. For 7 years he mourned home. The gods finally intervened. Odysseus was allowed to leave. When Odysseus returned to Ithaca, he found his home overrun by suitors abusing his wife Penelope and plotting to kill his son. Disguised as a beggar, Odysseus endured humiliation. Penelope tested the suitors with an impossible task: to string Odysseus's bow. Only one man could. Odysseus revealed himself and slaughtered them all. Justice was swift, blood was everywhere. The Odyssey is not about conquest, it is about endurance. Odysseus survives not because he is strongest, but because he is clever, patient, and willing to suffer for home. It is a story about identity, about memory, about the cost of pride, and above all, it is about the truth that defines every generation. The greatest journey is not toward glory, but toward home. Tell us in the comments which epic myth you'd like to see a video on next.